Haruto finds himself in a room surrounded by students who are all impressed by his victory over the Marquis's son. They believe that maybe Schneider, the Marquis's son, learned a lesson from that fight. Haruto can't help but think that this situation is all because of that upperclassman's meddling. He had expected to be suspended when they called him here, but instead, they're praising him. As he leaves the room, he realizes that even other students know about his victory over Schneider. He wonders if the whole school is talking about it. Haruto tries to make a quick escape to hide in his room, but Tirieta intercepts him. She apologizes for their encounter yesterday and extends an invitation for him to join her research lab. Haruto remembers his copy mentioning that Tirieta cornered him but can't recall the details of their conversation. Tirieta explains that the academy offers two curriculums, the Knight's course for combat magic and the research course for developing new magic. She's noticed from his exam papers that he seems interested in ancient magic and suggests he work under her. Haruto, however, would prefer any lab other than hers. Lies approaches Haruto and offers a fist bump. Haruto is caught off guard and wonders who this person trying to attack him is. Marianne also arrives, and Haruto realizes that this guy is Lies. He wonders if Haruto has gotten stronger. Haruto can't help but wonder if they have some business with him. Marianne asks if he's made a decision about which lab to join. Haruto hasn't, and Lies and Tirieta both jump in to recruit him for their labs. Lies suggests he join his lab, and Tirieta insists he join hers. They even start arguing about it, with Tirieta mentioning that not even royalty can intimidate her. Lies implies that Tirieta's research is worthless, and she fires back, saying it's not that her research doesn't yield results, but rather that others are too foolish to understand it. The argument escalates, and it's clear they're competing for Haruto. Just when things are getting heated, the white-haired girl from before arrives. She expresses her desire to talk to Haruto, and he sees an opportunity to escape this situation by using her as an excuse. Haruto quickly claims that he has plans with the girl and leaves with her, leaving Marianne and the others curious about his relationship with her. The white-haired girl looks at Haruto and asks if he's the same person she met yesterday. In an accidental move, Haruto activates his barrier magic. The girl can feel the magic surrounding them and comments on his mana feeling like a force. This reminds Haruto of when Flay described his mana in a similar way when they first met. He hesitates but decides to ask the girl if she's a demon. The girl questions if she looks like one, to which Haruto responds that she doesn't. She assures him that she's a human being. Haruto feels that he doesn't need to be on guard around her and deactivates his barrier. He tells her that he'd appreciate it if she considered them the same person and explains that he can't say more at the moment. She surprises Haruto by asking to befriend him. He wonders why she wants to befriend him, and she mentions that they keep running into each other, so it feels like fate. Haruto asks about her life until now. She informs him that she never had any friends, and reveals that she was abandoned shortly after birth and was abandoned a total of 4 times. All because she could speak and communicate while still being a baby. She mentions that she lacks interaction with humans and therefore lacks some common sense. She wants to make friends with others and learn from them. Haruto thinks it makes sense, but he admits he lacks common sense too as a shut-in with no friends. The girl suggests that they can learn common sense together. Haruto realizes that befriending her might be beneficial, as he can use her to help him navigate school hassles. He asks if she's decided where she wants to enroll, and she mentions she's chosen a research lab for ancient magic. Haruto wonders why she picked that one and decides to join that lab with her, declaring that they are now friends. The girl expresses her happiness at becoming friends with him. Haruto notes that her smile reminds him of Charlotte, and he reminds her that she hasn't introduced herself yet. She introduces herself as Iris Philia. Charlotte, Flay and Liza are enjoying a bath at the hot springs in Haruto's log house. Charlotte begins to feel like she doesn't get to spend enough time playing with Haruto since he started going to school. She senses that something interesting might have happened to her brother and decides to check on him. Flay, on the other hand, believes she shouldn't worry too much about Haruto and should just enjoy the bath for now. She's willing to stay there if it's what Haruto wants. Liza comments on how dedicated Flay is to serving Haruto. Flay explains that it's only natural, given that she used to serve the Demon King. Flay reveals that her role was to gather demons around the Demon King, who was a kind-hearted ruler always prioritizing monsters and demons. However, his kindness often led to disagreements with other demons regarding how to treat humans, and Flay had to intervene multiple times. She shares the Demon King's dream of creating a paradise where humans and demons could coexist peacefully. Flay speculates that the Demon King may have intentionally lost to the Flash Princess to reincarnate as a human and change the demon's perspective from within their ranks. Liza expresses her surprise at the depth of the Demon King's thoughts. Flay admits that she didn't expect him to be reborn as the child of the very Flash Princess who had defeated him. It was beyond her imagination. Haruto had told her that he lost all memories of his past life upon reincarnation, possibly to shed his naivety. However, Flay recognized him as the Demon King when he started shortening her name, just like the Demon King used to do. Curious, Liza asks Flay about the Demon King's name. Flay reveals that his name was Iris Philia. Back to Haruto and Iris Philia. Haruto decides to call her Iris since her full name is too long. Iris mentions that she used to shorten names too in the past. She asks if Haruto has finished signing up for his classes. Haruto admits that he hasn't, and Iris suggests that they do it together. They head to Haruto's room for this task. However, when they arrive, Haruto notices that Charlotte is already in his room. She wonders if Iris is her brother's girlfriend. Haruto clarifies that Iris is just his friend. Charlotte expresses her happiness that Haruto has made a friend and jokes that it would be easy for him to find 5 or 10 lovers. She playfully mentions that she plans to be his second wife, and Haruto thinks this is just something siblings do when they are young. Haruto then introduces Iris and Charlotte to each other, and they all begin filling out their class registration paperwork. Haruto decides to leave some of his class choices to chance and rolls dice. Iris is curious about what he's doing. Charlotte explains that Haruto can choose which classes he wants, so he asks her to pick the rest of his classes for him. Charlotte helps him make his selections, and Haruto expresses his gratitude for her assistance. Iris starts to wonder if Haruto should check the subjects Charlotte chose for him. Haruto, however, confidently says he doesn't need to because he trusts his sister's choices. Iris seems concerned and questions whether Haruto has any goals for being at the academy. Charlotte steps in and mentions that Haruto's goals extend beyond the walls of the academy, but she can't reveal the details. She adds that Haruto isn't here to learn from others in the conventional sense, he's on a different path. Iris is impressed by Haruto's mysterious demeanor. Haruto, realizing that things might get complicated, asks Charlotte to leave. She complies, and as she exits, Haruto covers Iris's eyes to prevent her from seeing the anyplace door. Once Charlotte is gone, Haruto completes his paperwork and tells Iris that they should both work hard from now on. But Haruto plans on leaving the school. Will he succeed? Is Iris the Demon King? What is she planning to do? Subscribe so as not to miss the coming videos. Thumbs up if you liked the video. See you in the next one.